Yo, Kyler is lame for that, bro. He's lame for that. And I'm a Kyler fan now, dude. Like, there was a point where I was kind of like, Kyler Murray just is what he is. But I'm like, nah, dude, like, you like Kyler. But those comments that he made, I wasn't really feeling that. So if you don't know, Kyler Murray just recently, he was talking to the media, right? I'm assuming it was after like a mini camp practice or something. And they asked him some questions and he's like, I was in Arizona for 7 years, Kyler Murray said. I know I had 2 different offensive systems, but at the same time, you're getting all those reps. Now having to split reps, me already being behind, not getting the amount of reps that you would typically want a guy to get learning an offense, that's probably the toughest part. And you read that and it's like, well, Kyler didn't really say anything wrong. And he honestly didn't say anything wrong. But at the same time, if you watch the video, it's the way it came off. It's the way it came off, dude. And I mean, we got on JJ McCarthy for his comments, right? About the QB competition. I feel like we should with Kyler Murray and just what he said too. Because, listen, we came into this, we knew that it was going to be an active QB competition between the two. Kyler Murray coming over from the Arizona Cardinals. Yes, we know he's the vet, right? But they also have JJ McCarthy, who they spent a first-round pick on. And a guy who, I mean, we all know this. They had Sam Darnold. They had Daniel Jones. They got rid of those guys because they had faith that JJ McCarthy could possibly be the guy. Obviously, in his first year starting, it didn't work out, well. Along with bad QB play, the injuries are racking up. But we have Kyler Murray, who, like, I believed him coming over. I was like, he already has the edge. History kind of shows us that in scenarios like these with a young QB and a veteran, most of the time the veteran will beat out the younger guy. That's not all the time though. But Kyler Murray coming from the Arizona Cardinals, right? He's had success. But Kyler Murray has also dealt with injuries, right? So if you look at 2023, Kyler Murray had the ACL injury, if I remember right. So we had the ACL. No. My bad. 2022 is when Kyler had the ACL injury. So he had 11 games. He played in 11 games. He had the ACL injury. And then in 2023, he only played 8 games because he was coming off the ACL injury. And then in 2024, Kyler would go on to play the full season, right? But in 2025, he also missed time. He only played 5 games because if I remember right, he had an ankle sprain. So Kyler Murray's been dealing with injuries. And we hold that against JJ McCarthy along with his bad QB play. But Kyler Murray has also had some pretty questionable QB play. And I mean, if you look at the situations, right? If you look at the scenario, you look at Michael Penix and you look at Tua Tagovailoa. It's the same. It's literally the same situation, right? Tua had injuries. He also had a lot of success like Kyler, but he's had injuries. He's had questionable QB play. Michael Penix being like JJ McCarthy. They both dealt with injuries. They're both trying to show their worth. I'm like, okay, Kyler. Like, I think you should have the edge. I think you should be the starter. But at the same time, I think that you should have to go out there and prove that you're the starting guy. Kyler Murray should have to actively go out there and prove that he's the starting quarterback. That KOC should invest into him being the starting quarterback because, dude, if they sit JJ McCarthy, and there's some people that are talking about the Vikings getting rid of JJ McCarthy this year. I don't think they'll get rid of him this year, even if Kyler is starting. I still think they'll keep him on the roster. But I'm like, he has to go out there and show his worth if he is the starter. This is a QB competition for a reason. Kyler struggled at Arizona. He struggled throughout times along with the injuries. So no, I don't think that KOC and the offensive coaching staff should just give the starting job to Kyler Murray. I think that's completely bogus. And I have seen people say that. I'm like, that's lame as hell, dude. Like, he has to go out there and prove that he should be the starter. At this point right now, Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy, KOC is going to decide. And I'm going to put my faith in KOC on this. Yes, I mean, they did let Sam Darnold go. They let Daniel Jones go. And them keeping JJ McCarthy, I questioned it. I really did. And now they have themselves in this situation. But the guy coming over from Arizona, who a lot of people have questioned his character, right? Along with his QB play. And I think some of those reports are kind of bogus on Kyler, if I'm being real with you. But for Kyler to think that he should have like the clear starting job, and I know he didn't say that, but just well, it's kind of tough having to split reps. Bro, go out there and show you're the better QB, and you will get more reps as the starter. We're not far off from from training camp. We're not. And so if this drags out into training camp, it'll be really interesting to see how this QB competition goes, because these two dudes, JJ McCarthy and Kyler Murray, they've both been kind of like throwing out things into the media, saying this and that, and it's like, dude, it's like, I'm not gonna say for sure, but it feels like they don't like each other, right? And I know me, just speaking, just the regular person, me for instance, maybe even you guys, I'm sure there's people at work that you guys are regularly trying to compete with, right? And maybe you like them, maybe you don't like them, maybe you say things behind their back, I don't know. But in a situation like this, putting things out like the way they have, it's like, I'm not feeling it. I don't like it. I don't like it from JJ McCarthy, and I don't like it from Kyler Murray. But for a second, I do not think that they should just give this job away to Kyler Murray. Go out there and prove it, bro, that you're QB1. Because I'm telling you right now, bro, I've looked around on, if you look at posts, you kind of read around, there's a lot of Minnesota Vikings fans that want JJ McCarthy to start. There are. And, Kyler has a lot of haters. Kyler Murray has a lot of haters. There's certain QBs that just have a shit ton of haters. JJ McCarthy also has a ton of haters. I find it pretty interesting. And for the for the people that dislike JJ McCarthy, I think they actively just think that they should just hand the job to Kyler Murray. And I'm like, I don't fucking think that for a second, dude. Because right now at this point, I'm like, both of those dudes need to go out there and play good and prove to KOC that they can get the ball to a Jordan Addison, a TJ Hawkinson, a freaking Jettas. These are high level receiving threats, in my opinion. And for this Vikings team to tick, if they can make the offense work, I know that defense is going to go out there and ball. I know they're going to go out there and ball. But this offense has to make it work. Good QB play along with good offensive play, good offensive line play. And I feel like us as fans kind of tend to forget JJ McCarthy has barely started. Like, he really has not played that much football as a starting QB. And it's really hard to judge some of these guys when we haven't seen a full slate. So, I mean, if you're looking at it like JJ McCarthy at this point, it's like, maybe there's still something there. Kyler, we kind of know what he is, right? We do. And I say that, but I do think that a KOC, an offensive mind, a good offensive mind, the best probably offensive scheme and offensive coach, I keep saying offensive, that Kyler Murray's had in his career. And so I do think that literally could raise the floor of a Kyler Murray. But at the same time, JJ McCarthy, there's still a lot of question marks for me. And I'm like, there might still be something there. I'm not fully on board with this. He's bad. Give up on him. Way too early. So, I don't know. These comments by Kyler, dude, they just kind of rub me wrong, bro. I was like, I want you to start. But I'm like, you don't think that you should have to split reps with JJ McCarthy and have to go out there and like prove you're the guy? Fuck that, dude. Nah. I ain't feeling that. But I don't know, man. You guys let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. How do you think it's gonna play out? Who do you think is gonna be the starter? Do you think I'm wrong in this take? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe to your boy. All we do is talk football. Love and appreciate you guys, man. It's your boy Shaydy Luke, and I am outie. Deuces.